Welcome back, everyone. This is Frank Whiskey Charlie Zero Oscar over here in Southern California, and I hope you're having a great day. I want to talk to you about my Diamond HF20CL antenna. Now, this antenna I bought maybe 8 months ago. I tried to, attach it to the car, didn't work. That's because I didn't know too much. And on YouTube, it's surprising that there's so much information out there that it's really hard to really put together something that is relatable to your situation, right? Some people use magnetic mounts or other types of mounts where they clip on maybe the rail or the side of the hatch or something. And I think I bought something for the hatch, and it just wasn't at all working for me. And the way I knew it wasn't, of course, was using my Rig Expert, which is over here actually, the Rig Expert, and using some software and to look at the SWR. And so I was getting above 3, and I was really trying really hard to lower it down. There was changing, for example, the radiating element, or adjusting the element, or adjusting, scraping off more paint so that the screws can get into the metal. Even considering getting, bonding, or what is it called, like getting some mesh wire from one part of the car to the other so it can be more into the frame of the car. All these things are wonderful ideas, but I really didn't think it was something that was efficient, and I was pretty sure there was something that I was really missing. So it helped me understand the whole idea of quarter wave ground plane antennas and how you need a ground wave. And so my problem in last summer was the ground plane and how do you develop it. And so now I know that magnetic mounts could give me that, but that's only part of the story, isn't it? Because your car has to be made out of metal, of course. Positioning the mag mount a certain way will give you different SWR readings, which gives you a sense if the antenna is resonating in that frequency that you want. So I got the diamond antenna on the corner of the car, as you can see here, and apparently when you put the mount in the corner of the car and the antenna, when it's transmitting a wave, apparently there's a lobe that is going to be approximately 2 dBs, give you 2 dBs more, supposedly. And positioning the mag mount is going to be very interesting. Now it's going to be a single mag mount, and then we're also going to do a tri mag mount. And I'll tell you a little bit of the things that I'm still trying to figure out to get it tweaked just right. Of course, as if you've been seeing my videos, you know that I like the resonator, and the resonator, the Hustler resonator, right? That one has been a gem. It's been working out great. I think I can probably squeeze some more out of it if I can get a better ground plane. But overall, I'm very happy with it. But the diamond antenna, for whatever reason, gave me better clarity, apparently, for certain people. Now, is it because it's center loaded, meaning the coil is in the middle? Could it be because the radiating element is longer? I don't know. I couldn't tell you why people were telling me, hey, you sound pretty good. Could be the band conditions were different. But I used it one time in Bolsa Chica, this diamond antenna, and I've been using the resonator, the Hustler resonator, at least 4 or 5 times maybe. And usually people don't tell me, you sound very good today. Maybe very rarely. Okay, so I got the antenna on the corner. Let's look at the Rig Expert and let's see what it's, how's it resonating. So over here I'm using Antscope, and I'm going from 1300 to 1500, 100 points, and I'm going to run single. Aha, voila, look at that. So the lowest point over here approximately is where is it, 14.380, which is past the band, with an SWR of 1.07. And look at the return loss, almost 30 dBs. That's very nice. Now, I like to be in SSB somewhere around this range, right? Like in 14.14.0, let's say. But you can see that the SWR right there is 1.82 with 8 dB, with a return loss of 10 dB or 11 dB basically. And as we go farther into the band, you can see the SWR is going down. A lot of the times, I'm over here at 14.260, definitely 14.3. Anything past that, that's the marine, mobile marine net. And then here is 14.320 megahertz. Look at the SWR, 1.2, very nice. Return loss at 20. So anything above 14.30, we're doing very nicely. Now, if you're at SWR 2, are you okay with that? Yeah. And I think there's 25% loss in terms of your efficiency. I think that's how SWR is at 2. Now, we're going to do something else, okay? We're going to change. You're going to see something very interesting. I'm going to deliberately put the magnet a certain way, and then we're going to go back and look at the results, okay? So let's do that, and we'll come back. So what I just did was I took the base of the mount, the magnetic mount, and I put it partially on a ridge that this car has. It's not flat, it has these ridges. So I'm going to put the mag mount kind of like partially on the ridge. And now let's see the analyzer, the antenna analyzer. So we're going to, as you can see, this pink color, you can see how it's resonating there. Now let's go and see what happens when I do it again. Ooh, whoa, look at that. So you can see this red line, it shifted the antenna way to the right, right? Indicating that it's way too short. And that has nothing to do with the antenna length. I did not change the whip size or anything. It all had to do with the placement of the mount, right? And that's crazy if you really think about it, right? If you make a mistake in terms of like it's not flat, and you're like taking it down, or you're unscrewing the antenna and you're adjusting the vertical element, and you're like, you know what, I'm just tired, I don't know what's going on. Well, it just might be as basic as just you're not putting it flush on the car, because that's a lot. And you can see it's a little bit lifted. I mean, the lowest part there, right, is 1.23, and you can see that it has an SWR of 1.23, right, at 14.8. Now, on the SSB portion, you can see as 3.61. That's useless, right? Very useless. So that's at the corner, right? In the ridge. The pink one looked pretty good. I can't seem to get it even better. That's best I can. It says, the pink one says that I'm still too short and I need to make it longer, right? And unfortunately, the radiating element, I can't pull it up anymore. And then the base, also, there's an adjustment on the base. I'm already all the way out as well. So something funny is going on, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the mount, right, which is in the back of the car, and I'm going to put it in the front of the car where there's a lot more metal, right? And we're going to see if the SWR changes. Probably. Okay, so I took the mount, I put it in the front. There's a lot of metal. Yes, there are some trees. I'm in the shade. I didn't put it all the way in the end. I put it on the hood, not at the front of the hood, but towards the back of the hood. Okay, the question is, how is it going to look, right? Is it going to look any different? So let's look at the SWR graph here, and let's do a single again. This time green. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so it didn't seem to make a sort of big difference. The green one is the front, and we can see that the SWR is lifted a little bit. The lower part now is at 14.40, right, megahertz at SWR at 1.46 with a return loss of 14.51. This green one, if I'm going between 14.2 to 14.3, 14.3 being 1.6 and 14.2 being megahertz, being an SWR 2.2, yeah, probably I would use it in the front. Would it give me any advantages? I don't know. What I do know is that SWR curve is way different from the back. So this is something that you should do when you get your antenna. You know, place it in different places on the car and see if your SWR really changes or not. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tri mag mount on back. So I put the tri mag mount now in a very awkward position. That's the best I can do in this car because it has ridges. So now I have more, I guess, capacitance, right? Or I think so. And that more magnets are now on the car, right? Or on the surface of the car. And now the antenna has more to work with. Let's look at the curve and see where it is. So I'm very interested. This is the first time I'm doing this. Wow. Okay. All right. Wow, wow, wow. You saw that, right? That's pretty amazing. It's the orange line. Look at this. It just gave a lot more. Actually, okay, let's think about this, right? Sure, it looks great. And as you know, the antenna, the radiating portion of the antenna is all the way out. I can't take it anymore, right? Because I need to make it longer so that I can resonate it better. Now with the tri mag mount, right? The graph has shifted significantly to the left, right? And now you can see that the lowest point is now at 14.04 with an SWR 2.4 with the return loss of 20 dB. So here's the pink one. The pink one, we had a return loss of 29 with the SWR 1.07, which was off, right? Off the chart or off the band. But if you go over here now, right, where I want to be at 14.24, have an SWR 1.7, and then more closer to the end of the band, 14.3, right, close, is an SWR 2.21. If I wanted to use this antenna now, I just push it down a little more, and I should be able to get into a better spot, right? The more I move, the orange one more to the right a little bit, the better result I probably would get. Now, here's a question that I don't know to answer. You know, a single mount or tri mount, right? They seem to have very similar cue. They look very similar, but it looks like the orange one might be a little more broader, which is great. This is something that definitely something like the resonator, has probably a much smaller cue or more narrow cue than this particular antenna, the Diamond. So the next thing I'm going to do, which I haven't done before, and I'm just so curious to find out. I'm wondering if the ridge, the tri-magnet being on the ridge, if all three magnets were on metal, would it push this graph more to the left? Would it narrow it looks like a parabola to me, right? That algebra 2 type function. Would it narrow down? Would it give me more of a flat look? I don't know. We're going to find out. Might as well, right? I have the time right now, so let's do it. Let's go outside and find out. Okay, now let's try. I have the tri-mag mount at the front of the car. All three magnets are on the metal. And then, of course, we have the Diamond antenna. It's crooked. Yes, I'm in the car. Yes, it's not very scientific, but it gives you an idea, right? I'm curious to see where it's going to take me. So I'm going to now run it, and let's see what happens. Yeah, interesting. So it didn't do very much difference, did it? As you can see, it shifted a little bit more to the left as expected, because there's more magnet on the there's more magnet grabbing the metal, but the SWR didn't go down at all. Or the bottom over here is at 1.42. So this is the question, right? Tri-mag mounts, are they going to be more efficient? Are they going to give me more, push off? Based on these two readings, right? The SWR and the return loss, it doesn't seem like it. But then again, there's probably other things playing. I still don't know, if I can create a better ground plane. Apparently, you might be able to do radials, right? Put radials on the base of the, where you screw it on the antenna. And those radials might help in terms of lowering your SWR. One thing I'm pretty sure also is the chokes that I have on the antennas are very crucial. They're very important. Maybe not so much for SWR. So, what about 40 meters? I bet you're like, man, is he going to talk about 40 meters and tri-mag mounts? Yeah, maybe later. That's a whole different discussion, because 40 meters is just a different creature. It is way more challenging than I thought. Here in Southern California, when I use 40 meters, a lot of the times at night, I'm only going north, just going north to California and maybe to New Mexico, but I can't seem to be going farther away. Even with the tri-mag mount, with the resonator, right? But I don't have a Diamond 40. Who knows? Again, all these things that I've been doing, I don't have an Elmer or anybody to really give me a real fundamental explanation of what's going on. And I'm sure one day I'll find somebody to give me more of an insight. But for now, I think I'm learning a lot by trial and error. And I hope you'll find something that's very useful in your case. So, if this was useful, entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. I'm now eligible for super thanks. You'll see in the bottom of the screen. Anything and everything helps. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day. This is Frank, Whiskey Charlie, Sierra Oscar. Bye bye.